Yeah, we are live in the Findlay Hyundai Studios. Hour 2 on a Tuesday. Good morning, everybody. We've got some very special guests joining us now in studio. You might have saw them last night on American Ninja Warrior, Kai and Brian Beckstrand. Good morning, fellas. What's up, you Ninja Warriors? How's it going, Kai?
It's going good. A little early, but I'm up.
You're up. You haven't trained already today?
Not yet today, but
A little later.
yeah.
And Brian, what's going on, buddy?
Oh, just enjoying the day. Had a nice viewing party last night. Had all the friends and family over, so we're just kind of recovering from that.
If you don't know, Brian and Kai, the Grip, Ninja Playground, and train right here and own and operate that. And obviously have been, how many times have you been on a season in American Ninja Warrior?
This is season 4 for me.
4 times.
Plus the family edition. So 5 times we've competed. Kai's been on 3 times, plus 2 times on the junior show. So 5 for both of us.
Getting lots of TV time. And how was the party last night? Had to be pretty fun. And we're gonna play the video and have you take us through each of your run here in a minute. But lots of high fives, lots of laughing and smiling.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's something we can't talk about. So like all the kids that come to the gym and know us, the kids we coach and stuff, they always are asking how things are going. And so they know we were on the show and we've just kind of had to keep it hush hush. So the fact that they could come to the gym and watch it with us last night was a lot of fun for those guys to kind of see the results and share that moment with them.
All right, well, let's get to the runs. Let's get to the runs here, because then we can talk more about what's next and everything that's going on with these guys. Again, Kai and Brian Beckstrand in studio with us. CC, whose run do we have here first?
So right here we got Brian's pulled up first. We'll
Okay.
go ahead and we'll run that one real quick.
All right. Brian getting going on the course. Brian, take us through the run a little bit.
So I was one of the early runners of the night. And so with the teenagers, it's a little different format where they're filming in the middle of the night. They got to have them offset at a certain time. So I was one of the earlier runners. So I felt confident in my run, but didn't really have a lot of beta of watching anyone else go. Made it to obstacle 5, which is usually the trickiest obstacle. They try to make that one of the harder ones before you go up the wall. So I made it to there, ended up falling in the water on that one, but got far enough to make it into the semis.
Far enough, fast enough.
Yeah.
Far enough, fast enough. What's that fall like? When you go into the water, is it like the worst feeling ever?
It is definitely one of the worst feelings ever. The water is cold. It happens so fast just because mistakes they're so critical in Ninja Warrior that you're just not ready for them. So when you crash and hit the water, it's like you're just at the mercy of falling.
How old are you now?
I'm 44 years old.
You're the same age as I am. And you're one of the veterans on this now.
Yeah.
Like all these kids, sitting here watching, season after season. We're on season 15 now. 17-year-old high school student. Guys like Kai are taking over this sport.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, because we're starting to see a generation now where the show's been around. This is season 15. These kids grew up with it. Just like I grew up playing basketball or people grew up skateboarding, this has been around long enough now that this is what they grew up doing. So they're just so natural at it, and muscle movements are just comes to them. Plus, they're younger, they recover better, and it's just, yeah, they're taking over.
So far enough, fast enough. Let's play Kai's run here. Let's go to Kai's run. And Kai, you did a little better than Dad.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. I don't know if you can see that or not, but take us through your run a little bit.
Yeah, so I knew I was definitely capable of getting through all the obstacles, but with the new format where you had to go fast enough to get the shot at that mega wall, which I had been training for, I knew I had to do the course just quick enough so I could have that chance. And I just no breaks in between obstacles, was just going right through it. And luckily enough, I ended up with the fastest time, and I got that shot at that mega wall. And some people who got a shot, they came up a little short, but I had room to go. They could have made that wall even a little bit taller.
So what's the mega wall? How many feet is the mega wall in this season?
The mega wall this season is 18 and a half feet.
18 and a half. You don't have an 18 and a half wall at Grip, or do you? Does it go that high?
No, the one we have at the Grip only goes to 18. 'Cause that was kind of the standard.
So it's a little further.
So it's a little higher than that. So, yeah, most people don't have something to even train on to get that high.
So you're watching Kai's run here. You're going to see his shot at the mega wall. How much room did he have to spare, Brian?
Oh, I'd say he was another 4, 5, 6 inches over the top of that. He could have gone.
What was it? What's the feedback been like from last night for you, Kai? Seeing you have a great run, seeing you get up the mega wall. What how many texts did you get last night from friends and family and whatnot?
I had a couple texts last night and a bunch of Instagram DMs, but I just haven't checked them yet because I'm not super great with communicating with other people, so I'm just kind of dreading that part of it. But yeah, definitely positive feedback from the rest of the community.
What was the hardest part of the course? This was in L.A., right? This course was run in L.A. Aired last night. Obviously, you run this course a month or two ago, probably.
Yeah, back in March.
It was March.
So, yeah, so we've kind of kept it on the hush since then.
Is it hard, Kai, to keep it hush hush, or you're not good at communicating, so it's pretty easy? You just go back to the gym and work.
Well, when people ask me, I just tell them they got to watch. They got to wait a little bit longer.
Yeah. Don't want to spoil it. How did this course set up for your eye? I mean, you cruised through it, so it must have set up very nice for you.
Yeah, so a lot of the obstacles were very flowy, not a lot of technical moving parts to it. And so that kind of plays to my advantages because that's what I train most of the time is a lot of speed and flow on those kind of courses.
Yeah. What's it like, Dad, watching son tear this course apart? You got to be proud of him.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's definitely a proud dad moment for me. I mean, I enjoy doing it, but just like any father, being able to watch their own kids kind of succeed and not only succeed at something that you enjoy, I think as a parent, we want to see our kids do better than we do. And so people are always giving me a hard time like, oh, Kai beats you. Even my younger son, Luke, who we'll see on season 16, they do better than me all the time. And people try to take jabs, and it's such a compliment to me. I don't take it as a jab because it's like, I'm the one that got him into this and got him started. And so for them to excel at it and even do better than what I'm doing, that's what I want.
You're kind of turning into a rock star, bud. How many Instagram followers do you have?
I don't play up the Instagram too much, but even with that, I have around 5,000 or 6,000.
Yeah, without even trying.
Without even trying.
What was the last time you posted something on IG? It's been a minute?
I think it's been
Probably just the
almost
viewing party
month,
last night.
Yeah, but before that, it was probably about a month ago.
Yeah, so if you're a little more active, you could probably get to 100,000 pretty quick, I'm guessing.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, take me through what's next now. You guys both move on, so we got to wait 7 or 8 weeks. I know we can't talk results, but we can tell everybody about the next course and what's coming up next, right, Brian?
Yeah, so what's coming up next will be semis for us. So they'll go through about 7 more qualifying episodes before we get to semis. But the semis this year, they changed the format. So instead of just seeing us run another course, they've set up head-to-head races. So we're going to have identical courses. Ninjas will be matched up against, the higher seed versus the lower seed based on time through the course. And you're going to have to race for your life to get to the Las Vegas finals.
Is that a good setup for you? You like that?
That's definitely a good setup for us because, like Kai was saying, that's what we do. We're like, the big moves are fun. The technical stuff is cool for Instagram and stuff, but going fast is what we enjoy. So we do a lot of races. We time a lot of our trainings just to see how fast we can do stuff.
What's new at the grip? I mean, have you guys had to put some new features in to kind of keep up with kind of where the show is going and where the national finals are going, so you always have the right stuff to train on?
Yeah, we're constantly changing stuff at the grip. We just trying to keep it fresh and new for those people that keep coming back. We don't want them to see the same old stuff all the time. Plus, the way the show is advancing, we've got to stay up on top of that. So we've got to come up with new stuff. We've kind of try to mimic what the show's doing and make things that are harder and more advanced because, like I said, these kids are growing up with this stuff. And so to find new ways to trick them or to get them is just getting harder every year.
Kai, what have you found that's been the most helpful training tool for you? Is it your dad said it's the speed. You guys are good at going fast, the timed races. But when you're going to the grip just to train, what specifically are you working on? What tips do you have for people that maybe want to get into the sport?
So sometimes I have no idea what I'm going to train that day going into it. And that's why I love going in and training with my brother and my dad, because sometimes I might not think of something, but they could think of something that we could do. But for the most part, I just like to train my weakness areas. So I love to do speed all the time, but I think one of my greatest weaknesses is probably my endurance and grip strength. So when we go for longer hanging routes, that's definitely what I need to work on the most. So if I know the competition that I'm going to coming up, then I train according to that.
How's Luke coming along?
Luke's crushing it. I mean,
How old is he?
He's right there. He's 15 now.
Okay.
And like I said, he'll be coming up on season 16 of the show when they air that, and he's right there. I mean, he's finally hitting that growth spurt and kind of coming into his own. Plus, he works out with one of the best in the country every day, so you can't help but get a little better when you do that.
Yeah, no question about it. You seem pretty grounded, pretty humble, Kai. I'm surprised you don't have more than 5,000 IG followers, because like you're killing it, man. You're killing it. You got a chance to really become a superstar in this sport. You're already there, right, Brian? Is he already a superstar in this sport? I mean, is there rankings or anything like that? They don't really have rankings, do they?
The show doesn't really have rankings, but a couple of the leagues that have gotten started over the years, that's kind of how they do it. They do rankings. And so based on like run orders and stuff, when we go to comps, they'll base that off of not only just how many comps you go to and how much you're participating, but how well you do. So how many times are you hitting a podium, and how many times are you placing near the top? And so they are ranking them. And in that league, Kai finished second in the world last year.
It's awesome.
So he's ranked right up there. So yeah, definitely a superstar. But like I said, we do like to definitely keep him grounded and not let him get to his head, because we do know that this sport changes. I mean, 1 minute, you can be on top of the world, and then you miss a foothold or a hand grab, and your run is over.
You're out.
It's super humbling. And so if you're just always at that, oh, this course is too easy, or I'm so good at this, it doesn't matter, that's when you're going to lose out, because you got to stay so focused and dialed every time. It's hard to stay cocky in this sport and stay successful.
So back to the regional. Well, it'll air 7 or 8 weeks from now, sometime late July, probably.
Mm-hmm.
What can you tell us without giving away any secrets about the next run?
Man,
Is it tough? The course tough?
The course is tough. It's definitely tough. It's because it's the semis. It's another level. So it's definitely harder, and they're forcing you to go faster. So again, staying focused, staying dialed. And I mean, if you thought Kai was fast in the first one, you might want to tune in.
I love it.
Semis.
I love it. Kai and Brian Beckstrand, our guests here in studio. American Ninja Warriors season 15. They ran last night down in Los Angeles. And again, we'll get the dates out before the next run. But a little recap. How did Maddie do?
So
Maddie, another St. George.
So Maddie Howard, another St. George resident. She trains with us down at the Grip Ninja. She did awesome. She finished second place out of all the females that ran last night. And so she'll be moving on to the semis as well. So she had a great feature on the show. You can go back and watch. It's usually on NBC, or they're streaming it on Peacock. So you can go back and watch episodes once they've aired. She did amazing last night. And we've got another local from Anna MacArthur. She'll be up in one of the later semis coming up on the show. So.
That Kai's run is about to re-air here. We got it streaming on the big screen here in the studio, and then they went to commercial break. We were going to get one more look at that impressive run. But final thoughts on Kai's run, Brian, before I let you guys go. I mean, you said you might want to tune in if you thought that was fast.
Yeah, I mean, less than a minute on a course. I mean, anytime you're breaking sub-minute on 6 obstacles that's
flying.
That's flying. When the second place person is 25 seconds behind you, it's pretty amazing.
Do you get to know the announcers?
Yeah, I've gotten pretty close to the announcers. Every time they come by, they always say hi, give a handshake.
Yeah, this last season was fun. They did a lot of behind the scenes with all the little TikTok trends and things that are going around. We did, I did a couple TikToks with Akbar and Matt and those guys. They're great. I mean, what's great about them is they've been the host for so long, and they don't treat us like competitors or like they're above us. Like, they know so much about us by reading our bios every year and staying on top of the game. Like, when we run into them, man, they remember things from like when I ran the course 7 years ago. They're asking me stuff about how the backyard's coming along and how things that we talked about so long ago. So they're awesome. They're so great.
Are you still fighting fires?
Still fighting fires, yeah.
I remember the backstory they did on that was pretty cool. Was that 7 years ago when they did that feature, or was that before that?
Yeah, that was the feature that started it.
Yeah.
And they're kind of playing along with that now too, because Kai's been is going through the EMT process and hoping to follow in that path. So that's kind of the feature they played before the run last night was talking about Kai getting into firefighting and stuff too. So
It's awesome. It's awesome. Any other rising stars coming through the grip here locally?
oh man, like I said, Anna MacArthur.
Watch
she's
out for
another
her.
one. Yep, she's she'll
And
be
Luke.
and Luke, of course. Luke's on the later season. Anna will be later on this season, season 15. So
Okay.
she's on one of the coming up qualifiers. And then Rice-Ann Clark, recent graduate of Pineview High School. She'll be also on season 16 as well. So, yeah, quite a few locals this year. It was great. We had great representation from the grip. Word's getting out there. They know where the stars are coming from.
I love it. I love it. Brian and Kai, thanks for coming by, guys. Can't
Yeah.
wait to watch. We got to wait for that next run, but going to be worth watching. And like Brian said, if you missed it, go back and stream the run last night. I guess it's the Los Angeles Regional.
Yeah.
Or what do they call that?
City qualifier.
City qualifier.
Yeah, it should be episode 1.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Is it good to be on episode 1? Is that nice?
It actually is nice for a change. All the years we've been on, having to keep things quiet, and then episode 1 airs, and then if you're on episode 5, people start asking again, like, hey, how did you guys do? It's like, well, you still got 4 more episodes to kind of wait. And so it was really nice to be on the premiere because that's when all the hype is. That's when everyone's waiting for that initial episode. So I think to finally get the more viewers.
We have Kai coming on right here. Actually, they're doing a little your feature here, Kai, and
Well, this
showing your
is-
2021 run. So
Yeah. Is the Mohawk a little shorter, a little tighter than it was back then, Kai? I can't see your Mohawk this morning. You got a hat on.
Yeah, so my mohawk this season was a little wider, less of like a actual mohawk and more of just some spiky hair.
I love it. Who does your hair?
My dad used to bleach it, and then my mom will usually style it.
Okay. So you don't have to go far to get a haircut.
No.
That's
Not
kind
too far.
That's kind of the signature thing now, right?
It was the signature thing. It's a little toned down. And, when he was a kid and, a little 12-year-old with a mohawk was a little easier to manage. But high school kids and doing that every day, it's a little harder. So it's a little toned down, but still the signature move for us. It's recognizable and fun for the kids that are out there watching.
So when they showed you guys in the parking lot with the fire truck, I mean, are they sending that crew out to St. George? They just send a producer and a couple camera guys out, and they just shoot that? When did you guys actually shoot that?
So we actually shot that. Sometimes they base it on how well you do, so they kind of wait to see filming's over, and then obviously when you have such a great run like Kai did, they want more backstory, more features. So they send a production team out. They'll come film for a day and just get some more behind the scenes footage, and it's a lot of fun. We've done that several times now. So
Does your wife get more nervous when Kai runs or when you run?
I don't think she cares.
She doesn't get nervous?
About me. I don't think she cares how I do. I'm sure she's probably way more nervous when Kai's out there on the course. So, but
Well-
I'm sure she's nervous for me. I'm old. I can break a lot easier. So.
This is a lot of fun. Check out the episode again. Kai and Brian Beckstrand. We go watch for Luke coming up through. Maddie, some of the other names that are training right here at the Grip in St. George. Guys, fun to have you on the show. Great work, and can't wait to watch the next run.
All right. Thanks for having us.
It's going to be a fun summer. I got something to look forward
you.
to in the dog days of July other than baseball and NASCAR. We got these guys running again, and Brian gave a little clue that Kai's fast. That's all we know.
All right.
We don't know exactly how fast. You'll have to tune in to find out. We'll take the break. Lots more coming up when we come back on the Fan Sports Network. Good morning.